Answer, whatever it takes. The suggestion, designate before you celebrate. Choose a designated driver. Remember, friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
Okay, thank you. We're wrapping this up on Divine Love Talk with Dr. Sarah and delightful little Jazzy Larson. And I wanted to finish the story with my daughter when she was 3 years old. She was so distraught about it, and I kept saying, "Sweetie, no, this is real. This is not a dream." And she kept waking up and telling me this, and she was like very frantic about it. And it was so foreign to me. I had not read Plato's Allegory of the Cave. And so we fast forward. She's 15 years old. She's at Valley College. She's taking a philosophy class, and she's taking an English class, and she's having to read all of these books. And she comes home one day, and she said, "Mom, I told you that this wasn't real.
Yes.
Plato said it thousands of years ago." And then when we saw The Matrix, she understood before I understood that The Matrix was literally based on Plato's Allegory of the Cave, of the illusion versus reality, the dream state, the whole the dream state, and the whole Toltec thing, that we're dreaming this thing up with our imagination. And Don Miguel Ruiz says that 2012 is the end of superstition. And my interpretation of superstition is the illusions of the ego, the things that are not real.
The belief systems.
Our belief systems are shifting, and so our awareness is shifting, and so we've got to shift in terms of how we see our children, how we perceive them, how we treat them, and we've got to have more respect for our stewardship of them.
And to be a parent to everyone that you see.
Yes.
Every child you are the village for these children. And
so you're going to sum up
the
some
helpful tips for parents. Every time your child acts in a way you don't like, remember that it means some need they are trying to communicate to you. There's a need. Get curious. What are they trying to communicate? And understand their needs. And this will help them experience care and trust. And from that space, it will help you both get your needs met.
And often children just don't have the right words to express what they want. And we have to be patient in saying, is this what you mean? Is that what you want? And often, when we're so busy as parents and we don't stop to take the time to understand that they will often act out because, negative attention is, better than no attention.
Absolutely. That's a basic human need. Connectivity and to have attention. And tell your child what you need and want instead of what you don't want. Don't touch that.
That's very true. That's very true.
Instead, I'd love for you to play with this. I'd love for you to do this.
And you see parents all the time saying, don't do this, don't do that. You're absolutely right.
And that is the number one killer of creativity. Every time.
And how many times we say no to children.
Every time you say no, rather than saying, let's work out a solution.
And let's figure out an alternative.
Let's figure out how to make this a yes.
Okay.
And if they say no, try and figure out what their need is instead of saying a consequence or a reward for shifting their behavior.
Okay, so like what would it take in order to get, to engage you in this? And Jazzy, I really want to thank you for coming here with your artwork and sharing your song with us and your sunshine. You're just a bright little beacon. And I want to remind the audience with the Prop 37 to please do your own research on Prop 37 and think critically about it and watch the research and the documentaries that are out there. GeneticRouletteMovie.com is one, and there are others. And what closing remark would you like to leave the audience with?
I would love to leave the audience with this beautiful energy that they have. Your vote counts. Every time you say yes.
Well, on a state level, it definitely does.
It really, on a state level, it counts. And so get into action about this. It will change and shift the world.
And don't just listen to these advertisements, because actually many of them are the opposite of what they're actually saying that they're promoting.
And they've got big money behind them to show
and their special interest.
Right, the misinformation.
Okay, so thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Where there was so much to share, and we thank you for tuning in and for passing this information on. And go to Divine Love Talk. I will be posting more information
and
for
more
you.
tips. And Jesse, did you want to say anything?
That's it.
Attention business owners. Did you know that over 50% of people who search for a local business are doing it on their mobile device? If your business doesn't have a website designed for mobile viewing, then you're missing out on a huge amount of new customers. The good news is that ABI Hosting is now giving away a free mobile website with every annual business plan. That's right. Sign up